Welcome to the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast. What a show, guys.
Yes, welcome. Take a seat. You know that everything old is new again, which is music to our ears, specifically because Tony Martin came in today. And also I added 4 new songs to my playlist. The 80s, 90s music that I've always loved has now made me cool again with my kids.
And Dino's just single-handedly renamed defibrillators.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
But don't
Greg
say,
Page on
but
it.
don't say what it's called now.
That was part of the Greg Page interview, and also Celebrity Chase was relaunched. We won't tell you who we got. Well, you can listen to the podcast, but some great names that we've got to chase down, and I'm feeling very confident about mine.
Oh, we needed a defibrillator when Dino rolled out those names.
Well,
very hard to get.
Tough
I
start.
believe in my friends. Enjoy the podcast.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Morning, Melbourne. Welcome to your Tuesday. Jono and I have just sashayed in
We just sashayed in, absolutely.
because I forgot to ask you, do you want a bulletproof coffee? Because I've got one
would love a
happening.
bulletproof
I
coffee.
thought so because I was out in the kitchen and I couldn't hear what was going on.
Aha.
And I thought I'll just wander out and see what we're at. And we were on.
We're on.
So we're on.
Those bulletproof coffees are really nice.
They're
What do you
good,
put in
aren't
them,
they?
Swanee?
That MCT oil, whatever that is.
Yes.
And then I agitate it in the NutriBullet.
Whoa.
And it's mwah,
Good. Fluffs it right up.
fluffs it up and it tastes creamy, but there's no cream in it.
Next time if you guys ever don't get here, I'm just going to turn everything off and sing Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You until you get to the mic.
Tomorrow, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're just going to forget.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
You
I can do
understand?
that. So we've got to come in like as a duet or something like that?
No.
No.
This is just about me singing
enjoying
Whitney.
it.
Oh, okay.
Until you get here.
How would you start it?
I can't reveal that, unfortunately. But it'll be tomorrow if you guys don't rock up.
Sure will.
Hey, Brownie, Stuart McGill, when he got kidnapped ages ago, you got
did.
an update?
Yeah, April 2021. I've got a great update. The court proceedings have started against a couple of the hired heavies who kidnapped him. I'm going to get to the bottom of this, Swanee. It's just this is the gift that just keeps on giving.
It's
this
one
story.
of the great stories, and I remember at the time, I was like, thank God, because there was nothing happening in the world.
Yeah.
We were all in the middle
In
of
lockdown.
lockdowns, and nothing was happening, and then Stuart McGill got kidnapped, or did he?
Mate.
We're going to get to the bottom of this, and
Yes.
you're going to love it. I'm telling you now.
New information. Greg Wiggle is coming in.
Yeah.
Now, if you remember, he actually had a heart attack.
In front
Yes, on the side of stage.
Yeah.
And his fellow band members continued on the show. They soldiered on.
Well, Jeff was asleep, but the other guy should have noticed.
Absolutely.
Well, they did notice, but they had a show to do.
Yeah.
And people to be entertained.
Yeah.
Was he in front of kids
I don't know.
when it happened?
Trauma song.
Yes.
Trauma.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Whether you've been craving the ocean, snow, mountains, or city lights, there are so many possibilities for you and your next trip.
Make up for missed holidays and explore more of Oz with whatif.com.
Jump online or on the What If app.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
There hasn't been a cricket story like this one, I think, ever, Jonathan.
It's been amazing. If you can recall, if you're not a big cricket fan, Stuart McGill, of course, was he's in the shadows of Shane Warne, but a great leg spinner all the same. Over 200 test wickets. For a while there, he was the best bowler in the world.
Huge.
Absolutely dominant. But things have probably just strayed a little bit since his retirement. He got involved in a couple of restaurants, all those sorts of things. But last year, huge news when he was abducted by a group of men. He was abducted by a group of men and taken to the outskirts of Sydney to a house where he claimed he was threatened with a gun, assaulted, and demands were made for money over a drug deal that had gone wrong. What's McGill got to say about that, Dino?
Oh, let's see.
I'm not even going to bother answering that.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting
I
start.
mean, look, it's a fair stance.
So the trial has started for two brothers who are accused of being hired muscle in the alleged kidnapping of Stuart McGill, here, Christine Swan, and they allege that the story's not as it seems, which we had question marks about all this.
We did.
It seemed like there was a couple of little holes in the story.
Why did I think that this occurred in Hawaii?
That was Jeff Ogle.
No, not Jeff Ogilvy. That was Robert Allenby.
Got to get that right.
Yeah, got to get that right.
So who was this guy asking in the long grab, Jonathan? Who's probing him, the cop?
That was a current affair guy last year. When there's, look, I suppose there was just some assertions made about Stuart's story, and just saying there seems to be a few little holes in this story because
Was he bundled into a boot?
he was bundled into a boot, allegedly, Swanee.
Okay, allegedly.
The court heard McGill allegedly introduced the brother of his partner at the time to a cocaine dealer, who has since been charged with supplying a large commercial quantity of a prohibited drug and will stand trial. Now, as say, McGill alleged that he was forced into the back of a car and confronted after the drug deal ended in a rip-off. Now, police have said McGill was purely a victim and not involved in any criminal activity. However, the barrister for the two brothers said there was evidence McGill had willingly participated in a meeting at the Bringelly house and agreed to look at photos to identify the drug dealer.
What?
What's McGill got to say about this?
I'm not even going to bother answering that.
Answer something.
Just won't answer anything.
Come on. What's your favourite colour?
I'm not even going to bother answering that.
That's an easy one.
Do you like extra tasty or just the normal tasty cheese?
I'm not even going to bother answering that.
Lighten up, Stu.
The lawyer said the evidence implicates Mr. McGill, to the highest level.
Oh.
It's unbelievable.
The highest level.
He actually says I'm surprised he actually hasn't been charged with the drug transaction at this stage of the dealings.
That's some classic barrister.
They're really barristering up.
Yeah.
The lawyer told the court McGill had an active role in negotiating the weight of the drugs involved in the deal. He said there was no evidence to support McGill's assertion he had been punched to the head, knocked to the ground and concussed back in April of 2021. What's McGill got to say about this?
I'm not even going to bother answering that.
Fair.
You know that you're referring to him quite often as McGilla.
Yeah. That's it.
As in Magilla Gorilla.
Correct, yeah.
Magilla Gorilla for sale. How much is that gorilla in the window?
I used to love Ian Healy when he was keeping wicket to Stuart McGill. And he used to go, Bold McGilla. That was his catch cry, Bold McGilla.
Stuart.
He used to go, Bold Warney and Bold McGilla when McGilla was coming on from the other end.
Stuart, is it true you think aliens exist?
I'm not even going to bother answering that.
Whoa, I reckon that's a yes.
It absolutely is.
He's being cagey.
I tell you what, and a real knock to his credibility, the lawyers saved the best till last. Late in the day, when he decided to roll with this, saying that there is a source, now a registered source for the police, who say, the lawyer said, the gentleman, now a registered source, says that this gentleman, referring to McGilla, was an avid user of cocaine.
What?
And said to be on it all the time, or drunk.
Whoa!
Or desperate for money.
Whoa! Stu!
Those three are somehow related.
No. Stu, what do you reckon?
I'm not even going to bother answering that.
This is bad.
How do you reckon McGilla would have been after this?
A bit flat. Yeah, a bit flat.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Nova One.
And now it's time for Whose Plotline Is It Anyway?
Bum, 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 bum.
Some would say your life is movie worthy, Dino.
Yeah, I've been on many adventures, and they do sound like movies, but that's a coincidence. This is my life. And if you think this story sounds like something, 13, 24, 10.
Titanic.
That's it. You've got it. Nah, wrong.
I know when this competition has caught you by surprise because you're like, did I ever tell you that time that I was stuck on a floating door?
You just go a different angle.
Yeah.
I'm making love.
Yeah.
Inside
in a car.
And it
In
was
a
all
car.
foggy.
Yeah.
Or I was a sea captain that really stuffed up.
Yeah.
Anyway. This one time I'd retired, right, and my mate who gets me jobs came to me in my backyard while I was sipping booze, throwing knives at the fence. Pretty good Saturday, Arvo.
Yes.
And said, get back in the game. I'm like, what's the client? And he was like, you're not going to like this.
Okay.
So just tell me the client, you putz. And he said, it's a pop star. I'm like, oh.
I know.
You want me to protect a pop star? And he was like, yes. She's a young talent. There's a stalker after her. And your skills are required. And I said to him, all right, you putz, I'll have a look at it. I'll go meet this person. I go over and meet this woman, and my God, beautiful.
So beautiful.
I think...
Good pipes.
Hey, great pipes, John. Worth protecting. Anyway, all of a sudden, I'm living at her damn mansion. Her kids racing an electric boat in the pool. I'm like, these people have money.
Yeah.
A lot of money. Hey, Lauren and Morty Alec, any ideas?
Oh, not yet.
Well, see you in hell.
She's no guess.
So anyway, I take her to a nightclub appearance. It's kicking off. I'm like, she's a loose cannon. She's not obeying my safety protocols. So I'm like, how can I protect you if you're not going to be safe? Gets up on stage, crushes it. But then after it, chaos. Danger. Someone goes for her. I'm like, what the heck? Maddie, do you know what this is?
Oh, my God, no.
You must have been scared, Dino.
Oh, not me, man. Ice cold. Ice water in my veins.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, where is this killer? Who is this killer? Could it be someone close to her? Maybe. It's insane. Lachlan in Ivanhoe.
I thought it was Titanic.
On this occasion, Lachlan, it isn't. It usually is.
Anyway, this psycho killer's trying to kill my client, this wonderful pop star, and I'm like, hey, let's just go to the snow. My old man's got a cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can take your kid out in a boat. It'll be fun.
So she's not the only rich one. You got to be pretty well off to have a cabin in the woods.
Yeah, my old man did all right. Yeah. Anyway, I was like, hey, little boy, her son, do you want to go on a boat? He said no, but then the damn boat exploded. Near miss. Lauren, do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
The Bodyguard.
Oh, how did you guess, Loz?
And very famously, Sam Pang was broken up with once, on more than one occasion, but on this occasion, he was so depressed he watched The Bodyguard twice in a row.
In fairness, it's such a great movie. I could watch it twice in a row. Oh, you haven't seen it?
Lauren.
Go and do yourself a favour.
Lauren, Kevin Costner has a samurai sword in it that's so sharp, he throws a scarf into the air and it gently falls over the samurai sword and slices it.
Bang, like a razor. Like a
This sounds
razor.
amazing.
Yeah, you're off to the movies. Go and watch The Bodyguard. You're going to have a great time.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
Good morning, Melbourne. It's Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100, and if you haven't seen Stranger Things, you're a big idiot.
Stranger Things, the great connector between kids and parents. Even superstar kids and parents, like James Hetfield, I think his name is, from Metallica, who loves Stranger Things, watches it with his kids, and is enjoying a resurgence in the popularity of his band.
I wonder how old
Metallica.
his kids are.
They must be youngish.
Yeah. Not sure whether to start that journey with the kids yet or not. I know Liv's right into that Kate Bush song.
Oh, they will
Because of
love
Stranger
Stranger Things. She will love it. Yeah. It's scary, but just the right amount. Peg loves it. She's 9.
Great.
Yeah. Obviously, this song has set the world on fire. Metallica features very heavily in it as well, much to the enjoyment and pleasure of bogan dads everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Because all of a sudden, the teen angst of 40-something-year-old men is being revisited in their kids' bedrooms. And it's an unbelievable common ground that dads and...
I still listen to Metallica all the time. I like to throw it on the stereo on the way to the game.
And the 6x9s?
Absolutely.
That was a terrible generalisation from me to say that it's a man's band, but I think generally Metallica spoke to men in the
Nothing
same
wrong
way
with
that
that.
Madonna,
Absolutely, Swanee.
same way that Madonna spoke to women. And there was a really heartwarming story overnight where Joseph Quinn, who plays Eddie in Stranger Things and loves Metallica in the show, jammed with Metallica before a concert, IRL.
Oh, that's cool.
It is cool. And you know what? I don't know who was more excited, Joseph Quinn, the actor, who's a fan of Metallica, or James from Metallica, who is a huge fan of
Hey there. I am backstage at another blues Metallica.
What's up, Joe? You're taller than on the TV. I'm a big fan of it. Have been since season 1. My kids and I. It's been a bonding experience for us.
Thank you so much for letting us use the track.
Please. Thanks for doing it justice, by the way. You definitely did.
All I was listening to for kind of 2 years. But it was, I feel very connected to you guys.
Life is magical. Just when you think your kids are too old to have anything in common with, along comes Stranger Things. And I'm enjoying this too.
You can see that glorious interaction. It's quite lovely on our Instagram.
It's beautiful,
Yeah, it's nice.
heartwarming.
Love Metallica to come back to a tour. I'd definitely go to their concert.
I reckon that's absolutely on the cards.
That'll
if
be
they're at Lollapalooza, they'll be here for sure. You know, they're gigging musicians and they're fit.
Yeah.
They've kept themselves very tight.
Well, because I used to have, I know it's not just about Metallica, but they had drug issues.
Yes.
Big drug issue. I think Hatfield was bad.
Bad.
Yeah.
They've cleared themselves up.
Absolutely.
Life is a miracle. And life is a miracle in my house because I love music and I love particularly music from my youth, classics. And I've been trying to push it like a dirty dealer on my kids since the day they were born and they've had no interest.
Yeah.
No interest. Lots of eye rolling, in fact.
80s and 90s stuff, no deal.
No. To the point where when I turn on my, you know, what do you call them?
Stereo?
Yeah, well, it's not really. It's a Wonder Boom.
Gramophone.
Stereo.
No.
No, it's not. You know, it's
Oh,
the
do you see that?
the Bluetooth thing.
Yes.
When I turn that
Alexa?
on, they run. They scatter. Oh, Mum's music until now, because Stranger Things have made me cool, and have made mums and dads all over this fair city cool again. We're talking Madonna, Kate Bush, of course, who was number one.
Well, isn't it funny how things change? Because when I first played Kate Bush to Live in the car, she was like, no dice, too old. And now, the other night I hear Kate Bush just blaring through the house.
Correct.
So what are you doing, Liv? She goes, I love this song. So, well,
See?
a week ago you thought it was too old.
It's so good that they're getting into real music again. Nothing against the music today. I love today's music, but there is some nuggets of gold to be had, and I give you. I've already done a little show bag of Foreigner, Kate Bush, Madonna, and Modern English. Melt With You, one of my favourite songs ever. So great. I love this song, and I've been pushing it. And no dice.
Been pushing shit uphill with that song.
And then it appears on Stranger Things, and it's cool. And I've got a four more for you.
Really?
What have we got?
We've got Musical Youth, Pass the Dutchie.
Pass the dutchie on the left hand side. Pass the dutchie on the left hand side. It a go bun.
What a joyous song.
This song is commonly heard in vans, stationary vans with the windows up with smoke coming out of it.
I think a Dutchie is a bong. Is it?
I think more of a
split.
jazz cigarette.
Okay.
How would Dino know?
Yeah, how would I know?
My gate and went
Musical
out
Youth.
for a walk. When you got no food.
Such a great
I
song.
believe that was sung by Curtly Ambrose.
I believe so. What else we got?
So that's great. And you can enjoy that together with your kids now. I mean, it's a miracle. What about this one by the great Mark Hamill, stage name Lamal from Kajagoogoo? The daggiest, corniest song ever.
Was that in the movie, Swanee?
Yes, The Never-Ending Story.
It was The Never-Ending Story,
yes, with the Luck Dragon.
Yes, I remember that as a kid.
Luck Dragon was a real tripper.
It was so good.
Red eyes.
And I give you this one. Now, this is a bit niche because he didn't have that many songs, but he was huge in my youth, and I've always loved him. The great Howard Jones.
I haven't heard this song before.
Oh! Things can only get better. Keep it on.
Oh, yeah, I've heard this part.
You know this one?
This is how they wrap things up at Revolver, I think, with that song.
Yeah, that comes
100%.
on. Get out. Get out.
So that's 80s. This one is one of my favourite songs of all time, and I can't believe that nobody scatters anymore when I play it in the kitchen. Truly, what I started fighting for. It's getting dramatic. Shipping to the shore. Throw away the oars.
Chuck 'em.
Forever.
Chuck 'em.
On Honestly, every time I would play REO Speedwagon in particular, or Supertramp, either.
Yeah.
Scattered like I'd set off a bomb.
But this is a good song, though, Swanee.
It's great.
Love this.
Thank you, Stranger Things, for making me cool again.
This on the playlist now?
Absolutely.
Your playlist is coming together. It's on Spotify. You just need to search Swans Sing-Along.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
How are you? It's Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. As I said, we're going to relaunch Celebrity Chase later. You guys are going to have to hunt down some famous people. John.
Absolutely. Yesterday, I had to... we've got a theme round coming up because House of the Dragon, the prequel for Game of Thrones, Swanee.
Oh, I'm excited about this.
That's
I
right.
was hugely into Game of Thrones.
You were, weren't you?
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to watch it, but it was on Foxtel. Now, House of the Dragon's going to be on Foxtel as well, and every now and again we do these themed rounds, Swanee. So round 23 is going to be the House of the Dragon round. And
likelihood of Dermot Brereton dressing up as Khal Drogo.
Well, we don't do that pretty much because of that event. So just to sum it up now, we don't really dress up now when we're doing serious broadcast, just in case someone does their knee like Callum Ward did a few years ago for GWS, and Dermot was commenting on it and showing footage of Callum Ward, who was in tears, very emotional, of course, doing your knee and you're out for a season, Swanee, and then crossed back to Dermot dressed as Khal Drogo from Game of Thrones.
No top on, some sort of bondage outfit,
yes.
A dreadlocked wig,
Stunning.
And the deepest black eyeliner you've ever seen.
The greatest.
So what we did instead is you do some sort of pre-production. A bit of a promo, Swanee, for the round, just to celebrate House of the Dragon, and it's also going to be on the big screen at the MCG. So when the crowds are there, it crosses to them. And the scene was myself, Nikki Rewalt and Sarah Jones just doing a normal live cross in our suits. And we're talking to the camera like a pre-game. And then I look up into the sky and there's a dragon there and it just goes bang.
What?
And it breathes on us and singes us with fire.
And then, are you acting?
Then it comes back to us. Absolutely, we're acting. It comes back to us and we're all singed, Swanee, all done up. So I had to spend about an hour in the makeup chair yesterday.
That's fun.
It's fun, but I get the SOS from Kylie, my wife. So this is about 3 o'clock saying, I can't get out of bed. I'm so sick. You need to do school pickup. So I have to rush away from the shoot, fully dressed in my makeup. I'm singed to the eyeballs. I've got this suit that's ripped apart, and I have to go and pick the kids up from school. So Mimi and Jack, the two little ones at primary school, so I come, the Hilux comes roaring around the bend, pulls up into school, and there I am, dressed in my gear.
Hey, how singed? Are you like borderline blackface?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Mate, I'm spray painted. My hair's all over the place.
Were you chuckling to yourself on the way there?
I thought,
they are not going to believe this.
This could be hilarious. So Mimi's the first to the car.
Dad! Oh, Dad! What happened? Mum was in a bad mood. No. No, you're faking.
You're faking.
You're faking, Dad.
I love Bam Bam says Mum was in a bad mood and breathed fire all over him.
Bam.
The dragon.
It was so exciting. So, and then little Jackie boy hit the car as well.
Hang on. What the hell?
Mum wasn't in a good mood.
Wait, what the hell?
I love Bam Bam's husky voice.
Yeah,
what the
so
hell?
cute. What the hell?
So that was fun. Game of Thrones round in a couple of weeks. We'll put it on in.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Bitterly cold outside and bitterly cold in here. Welcome to the Mike Sam Pan.
Usually, good morning, Melbourne. I thought usually I warm up the studio and I warm up people's hearts and minds around the city.
I'm keeping you on your toes. You never know what's going to come out of my mouth. I'm uncoachable.
It's very hard. Good morning, Brownie.
I got uncoachable once.
Did you?
From Lethal, yeah.
He told you were uncoachable.
Is that the greatest insult?
I think they called the dog.
Yeah.
No,
Dog would be the worst.
But from your coach. uncoachable. That's a pretty big deal. What had you done to deserve that?
I was a younger fella, maybe about 2021. He might have been just sharpening us up after we won a flag, and then maybe just not happy. A few young blokes getting ahead of themselves. And I got the uncoachable.
What did it sound like, just hypothetically?
Uncoachable, Manny.
Yes.
A bit like that.
Yes.
Go and get stuff lethal.
Whoa!
Like, just because you're the greatest player of all time doesn't give you the right to call me uncoachable. That's what I said in my mind.
Yes. Yeah. And how good does it feel now?
Felt awesome.
20 years later to actually say it.
Yes.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
How about some tropical stuff?
About it.
Well, it's mildly tropical, Brownie, because it's Brownie. Dino, because Have You Been Paying Attention was on last night, but it was 250th show, Brownie.
Hey!
Don't get me wrong. I watched your show. I watched On the Couch, which, by the way, I watched it at 6:30. As you remind me often, though, it's on at 6:30, encore at 8:30.
8:30.
You know, like if you missed it at 6:30, there's an encore at 8:30.
And I reciprocated. Instead of going home and watching myself at 8:30 in the encore, I watched yourself. I watched your good self along with Kitty, Ed Cavalier, the person up the back named Amanda Keller.
Yes, there you go.
And what was
the great Aaron Chen?
Aaron Chen, he was a beauty.
But the Prime Minister was the guest quizmaster, and it was a celebration of 250 shows, which is very unlikely if you were there at the start of this show, which when it was on at Sunday nights at 6 o'clock till 6:30, and not many people watching, Brownie. That's all I'll say. But it was wonderful, and it was nice because we got a beautiful. It was nice to celebrate with the cast and crew, of which the crew. I didn't realise how many. Swanee, you've hosted the show before. I didn't really realise how many people were behind the scenes until they kind of got them all together and they showed us they'd taken pictures of everyone involved in the show.
It's no accident.
It's amazing.
I would say,
it's amazing that you were there for nearly 250 shows, and you didn't realise the crew were there.
And
the people who do all the work to make you look good behind the scenes.
And even then, he's only seen them in a photo.
Well, even then,
showbiz ass.
I'm no executive producer, but I looked at the photo and I thought that, they could probably trim a bit of fat. That's all I'm saying.
Name names. Who?
What?
Who can they trim?
Santo.
Tommy's fluffer, I would have thought. I don't think after 250 episodes he really needs them. The other great thing about I got to give Kitty Flanagan her silver Logie because when she sent me up there like a putz to get her trophy because she wasn't even at the
stole the Logies.
Well,
with your speech.
I did pick it up for her, the silver Logie for most popular actress, which I got to give to her last night. Which, by the way, has not given me a thing in return. Keeps promising me this bottle of red, which I don't want a bottle of red for me. Last bottle of red she got me. It had a use-by date on it. That's not a good sign.
You know what she gave you?
What?
A platform. A platform to be a little funny bugger on the Logies.
It's true.
With a great speech.
Is that right?
That's right. Exactly. If she hadn't have won that.
A little funny bugger.
Little funny bugger on a platform.
The trophy.
What's happened to you?
The trophy that you handed over, was it the actual Logie or had you done a switcheroo like Indiana Jones with the...
Yes.
With the egg.
I gave her an Accra.
Yeah. She wouldn't have known the difference.
And the other thing was that the Prime Minister was on the show.
Elbow was very good.
Well, you know what?
Live from the lodge.
Did he sound drunk? He
No.
always sounds just a bit tipsy. Three or four glasses.
Because I think it's the teeth, and he doesn't sound. Doesn't sound slick. His delivery.
No.
But if you listen to the words, by the way, this is not a. It's a pretty neutral. No, I think politics is big on our show. But the idea that he came across well last night was because he was a good sport. That's all.
Good.
That's all it was.
He was good value.
That's important to us.
Mate, that's all you got.
Culture.
That's all you got to do on that show.
Yeah.
Did Morrison ever come on, just out of interest?
No, he didn't. We didn't have him. I don't know if he was invited either. By the way,
Was that church?
Sunday. That's right.
He was Sam. He was, and he was warned about you too. Because very early on, he goes, "Sam, I've been warned about you."
Whoa!
Albanese said.
Yes.
Yeah, like I'm on a list, wasn't he?
I love that.
Yes. You'll be deported very soon. When we go to New Zealand,
I might not.
they might not let you back in the country. This is all a ruse, huh?
Yeah, well, he had one for me, didn't he, Dino? He had a zinger for me.
I want to make sure that we're as inclusive as possible, so we've really got to get on with it. I think the time is right.
Sam. Prime Minister, when you announce that date, you do realise you'll have to be in the country and not overseas,
He has been.
That's just mean, Sam.
That's just mean.
Just mean.
That's just mean, Sam.
That's the Prime Minister telling you that you're mean. This
That's
is a
just
great
mean,
day.
Sam.
Are your parents across that the Prime Minister has told you that you're mean?
Yeah, that would be pretty proud or ashamed. Whatever. Fine line,
Proud.
Swanee. Fine line, isn't it?
Fine line.
You know that I told you that I've completely disengaged with politics. I've
Yeah, I
no
know
interest. I
you
don't love
have.
him any more than the last guy. He was a good sport last night, but I told you why I've lost faith in politics in general.
Why?
Because, Pauline Hanson, she's a senator.
Yes.
I grew up with senators. I put them up on a pedestal. They're supposed to be statesmanlike and smarter than us.
Yes.
She's a senator.
I did like how you posed
Good point.
Yeah, thank you.
It is a
I
good
did
point.
like how you posed the question to him about, will you be true to your values and get policy through and all these sorts of things?
Yeah.
Or will you sort of, how did it suggested to him? Will you cater to the...
Yeah, well, they all go in, Brownie, and they all go in with high hopes and dreams. And then it feels as though the institution is crippling to the point they're thrown out the other side with having been not the agent for change.
That
they
was
thought they would be.
illustrated by Malcolm
Obama.
Turnbull as well. Like, he had lots of ideas, but he was just like, sorry, guys, I can't do it. I can't do anything.
The things that made him popular as a kind of not as the leader or the prime minister, and then he gets in there, and then you've got to you get in there and you got to placate the right and the left of your own party.
We all feel that, but there's no need to ask
That's why
the Prime Minister of Australia that question.
That's just mean, Sam.
Dictatorships are the way to go. And you get your message out. Let them decide.
One leader.
The only other thing I learnt, Swanee, is a bit political, but did you know that there's a new Speaker of the House?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. His name's Milton Dick.
Huh?
Milton Dick is the new
One of the great names.
Well, I just wanted to congratulate him because that's an amazing effort to become the Speaker of the House, I would have thought. Considering if your name is Milton Dick, you would have had to overcome a lot of things in your life, wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
He's had to stay strong his whole life.
Now he's the Honourable Mr. Dick.
That's Mill Dick for you.
He's not, I don't think.
Milton
Dick.
I
That's
mean,
old Mill.
Everyone would have been singing, Milton, your brand new son. And that would have been the least of his problems.
What was that from again?
Milton the Monster. It was voiced by Jim Neighbours.
I feel like...
Wow.
Don't you feel like Milton Dick started off life like the back marker at the store gift? He was wearing the red jacket. In life, you think, with the name Milton Dick, this kid, he's given the rest of the kids a fair head start.
Yeah.
He's going to have to be real good in life to catch him and go past him and become the Speaker.
I'm saying that's what he's done, and he's risen to one of the highest office in the land.
Amazing.
Well, like a good job for a man named Milton Dick.
Can we get him on? I would like to interrogate him about specifically his name. Is he 150 years old?
No, absolutely no.
Milton Dick.
That's his name.
Milton.
Feels cheeky to say.
Milton.
Milton.
Thank you, Dino.
Milton.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
This time 11 years ago, I had rolled up to St Vincent's Private, ready to meet my second son, Kit. So it's his birthday today. That means it's code 11 years.
Love you, kitty.
Legs 11.
Happy birthday, kid.
And
Before I say happy birthday, would he be listening right now?
He might be. Not 100%.
I'm not going to risk it. I don't want to waste one. That's all.
No.
I'll do it later when I know he's listening.
He's a lovely guy, and we had a really nice time on the weekend. I like birthdays. I get really fully into them. And I said to him, normally I'll send something off to school with them because it's special at school on your birthday. Do you remember? Sometimes you'd have a birthday on a weekend, but then you'd have a birthday at school, and initially you think, oh, that's crap. I don't want to be at school on my birthday, but it's actually great. It's actually great. So I normally send them to school with something, and sometimes it's, cupcakes with their face on it, going, stupid face.
Fairy bread.
Something.
Don't call me that.
And
I still have fairy bread on my birthday.
Is that the one?
Fairy bread is one of the great.
Is that white bread butter and then hundreds and thousands?
Can I offer fairy bread, white bread, like fresh baker's delight bread, margarine for some reason, and that gives you the full 80s experience? Because remember we used to eat Flora in the 80s?
I have complete confidence that after that I would not feel good.
You wouldn't. Or
No, fairy
you'd
bread.
be happy. You'd be happy.
Food of champions.
So just to clarify before you carry on your birthday, Jonathan Brown, you have fairy bread.
Absolutely.
Crusts off.
Mine is Derby Day this year, so we'll be enjoying fairy bread at Flemington Racecourse, Sam.
Lucky.
You looking forward to that?
No.
I'll have a nice bottle of Grange with it.
Shut up, you idiot. What's wrong with you?
Me and Kit went shopping on the weekend for lollies and at the supermarket, and he made up actually lolly bags, and he's taking in real good quality lolly bags. The dads will be happy.
No filler.
No filler. All thriller.
Oh, yes.
No filler. And
Was
we're
it-
talking big ticket items.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
which ones?
Whole packet of Skittles.
Big.
Bananas.
No.
Milk bottles.
I said all killer, no filler.
Raspberries? Red frogs?
No.
Snakes?
A whole caramello koala each. A Kit Kat each.
Geez, somebody's doing it right.
No fantastic.
Oh, come on.
Anyway, so that's the occasion today, and I did see him this morning and gave him a cuddle, and I just said, "Don't forget your lolly bags," because I'm prouder of them than he is. But I bought him a present, and I'm particularly proud of this one. He's going to get his big present tonight, and I don't really. It's something that he wants. It's his life.
Handgun.
Yeah.
Crossbow.
I hope he's not listening, because that'll be a real spoiler that he's got a Glock waiting for him at home and ammo.
I was going to say ammunition sold separately, but
Nah, I did get the whole thing, because it's just like getting like a remote control
Mother of the year.
boat, and then you don't
No
have the
batteries.
batteries. What good is a pistol without the
You'd have
bullets?
to wait till his 12th birthday for the ammo.
Where he can get it himself at Walmart if he lived in America. But I was really excited about this. He loves the film Bohemian Rhapsody, the story of Freddie Mercury, and particularly loves the soundtrack and the original Queen songs. It is fabulous. And that was his first foray into Queen and Freddie Mercury, and, who is undoubtedly one of the greatest performers ever. So I thought, we've got a record player at home, and I thought I might get him Bohemian Rhapsody on vinyl because, nobody has CDs anymore, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I go to JB Hi-Fi and I find the soundtrack, and something about it just goes, is an 11-year-old really going to go into the front room where the vinyl is and sit down and listen to this album?
Exactly.
And I was like...
Is it 1976?
I know. Yeah. He's not going to do that.
Okay.
I had to be realistic, as much as I would like him to do that. And that was our idea of fun growing up. We'd spend weeks just laying on our tummies in the living room listening to vinyl.
Smoke in the air.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Benson & Hedges Extra Mild in a crystal cut ashtray. Mum sipping champers at 11 a.m. Those were the days. Some would say better days.
Better days.
But I had the album in my hand, and I thought, you know what kids are missing out on these days is sort of the agency in their room of listening to music. And I remember getting a CD player when I was little and just losing my mind.
That was big.
Huge. So I thought, I wonder if you can still buy a CD player. Because Lord knows I've got about 7,000 CDs.
Oh, yeah.
And I never listen to them because I don't have a player. So I said to the guy at JB Hi-Fi, do you sell CD players? He goes, yeah, we've got like 4. They're a, rare beast.
Yeah.
So I go in there. There's this really cool CD player that I would have loved when I was a kid, $150 or something. Mm-hmm. I bought him the CD player. Then I went to the CDs and I bought him 4 new CDs. Stranger Things, current.
Smart.
Bohemian Rhapsody soundtrack on CD. This is his favourite off the album. Dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. And, what is it called? Greatest Showman soundtrack, also available on CD.
That's great. Kids love that one.
They're like $14 or $15, the CDs, because they're about to become extinct.
I was gonna say, they wouldn't sell.
Or are they? Or are they? You just don't know.
Mind you, vinyls are still around.
And they're coming back.
That's right.
So I was so excited to give him the gift of listening to music on your own in your room.
Right on.
And he was beside himself. Clear, when you've hit the nail on the head present-wise, when your kid or you clear a space in your room.
Yes.
And it just makes you want to be a better person.
Yes.
You've got to clean your whole room just for this new thing.
Absolutely.
Remote,
Well done, Swanee.
Put the battery in, and he can have all my old CDs now. I mean, I won't see him until he's 25.
How many you got again?
About 2,000?
They're all scratched. They won't work.
No, they are not. They are not.
Kid, happy birthday,
Happy
you
birthday, mate.
magnificent boy.
Magnanimous.
What about a beautiful story about a mother and a child and presents and love? And right at the end, they're all scratched. They won't work.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Greg Page. He's the OG Yellow Wiggle. He's here to talk about Heart of the Nation, who are encouraging communities to invest in AED machines to help save lives. To donate, visit heartofthenation.com.au. Here's Greg.
Welcome to the show, Greg Page.
Thank you. Great to be with you.
AED, of course, we know them as defibrillators.
Yeah.
That's I didn't recognise the AED part of it. And why is it important for us to get defibrillators within 200 metres of every home? Go.
Well, because 80% of sudden cardiac arrests occur in residential areas, and when you suffer a sudden cardiac arrest, if you get an AED on someone within the first 3 to 5 minutes, you have a 72% chance of surviving.
Whoa.
See, that's how you do it, by the way.
That's pretty good.
For any guest that's coming on in the next 6 months.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
That's it. Get the
See you
message
later.
out.
Bang.
You say that they happen, within, close proximity to residential areas. I feel like it would be quite unique, your situation where you did it in a crowded room full of paying patrons. That was such a shocking story when it came out, and shocking footage. Have you seen it, and is it triggering?
Look, yes, I have gone back and watched it because I couldn't believe that they actually captured the moment that I collapsed on camera. So when I went back and watched it, it really helped me understand what happened, because when you collapse like that and need to be resuscitated, you don't remember what happened. And there were a lot of missing pieces for me to be waking up in hospital and finding out what happened third hand. So I went back and watched it. It's not triggering now. It certainly reminds me of what could have been, and the fact that had it not been for people that knew how to do resuscitation and use the AED, I probably wouldn't be here today.
Greg, do you view your colleagues, your fellow Wiggles, as professionals, that they continued to play on stage while you were having a heart attack?
Or dogs?
Or lacking empathy for not helping you?
Look, they didn't know what was going on. And this is the thing, when people collapse unexpectedly, that's why being prepared to respond is so important, because it was so abnormal that I would collapse like that, and they just didn't know what to do. Luckily, other people around me recognised that I wasn't breathing, and they started CPR, and they got the AED as quickly as they could. That's the proper response. When someone's not responding and not breathing normally or at all, you call, push, shock. 3 simple things to save a life.
I would be afraid of, because we've got one here and I see them everywhere. I would be not really comfortable being the one to go to the defibrillator to start it, because I would be like, what do I know? I don't know anything. Do you know what I mean? I would stand by and let somebody else do it.
Sorry, Greg.
I wouldn't know where they are.
I was going to say, are they everywhere?
In the kitchen.
Yeah,
Really?
they're everywhere. Yeah.
There's a couple of times I could have brought him out for a few segments. Give him a little bit of a bump up, you know what I mean?
So what do you say to people like me that probably don't, think it's someone else's job or don't have the confidence?
Yeah, look, I think that's the thing. You probably don't know, first of all, that you don't have to be trained to use an AED. You don't have to be a doctor or a nurse or any type of medico. You can be anybody and just grab it off the wall, turn it on, listen to it and follow its instructions, and you could save a life. And that's the most incredible thing, to think that I went home after suffering a sudden cardiac arrest when 90% of people don't, because somebody was able to use the AED and save my life.
I didn't know that it spoke to you.
Yeah,
I didn't know that once you engage it, that it says, okay, Toots, this is what you've got to do next.
Yeah, the AED is the team leader. If you can listen to the AED, you can follow its instructions and you can save a life. It's important for people to know.
Is there a danger? Is there a danger, of course, in moments of trauma, that a connection is formed and someone would fall in love with their AED, Greg?
Good question.
Do you know
I probably have fallen in love with AEDs, to be honest with you, Sam, because it saved my life, and I'm so passionate about it because so many people, like Chrissy, and it's through no fault of anybody's lack of knowledge. It's just that it's the way we are. We don't know enough about these things because there hasn't been enough people, like you good people, shining a light on this subject. So we need to spread the word.
I'm imagining there's a film in this for you, like Lars and the Real Girl, Sam and the defibrillator.
Yeah, I could just see, if something saves your life, I'm just saying there's a bond. It's like Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves in Speed.
That was a wonderful story, fairy tale ending. What about our golf club, Sam?
Oh, well, they should have them on every buggy. The average age of
They should have them at every hole.
They should have them. Actually, they should be attached to every club. At every club the bloke gets out of the bag. Because they are right in the hitting zone. Can I just clarify? So that so you're there on stage. For those who didn't see it, singing "Toot Toot Chugga Chugga Big Red Car," and you just go down.
We'd actually just finished the show. We'd literally finished. I said, goodbye, everybody. Thanks for coming. Walked off stage, and as I was leaving the stage, collapsed. And that could have been...
Big finish, Greg.
Yeah.
Big finish.
Well, apparently the first question I asked when I woke up in hospital was, did I finish the show?
As a professional. That's a professional.
You're real professional.
Well, you look amazing, and you're doing wonderful work.
If you want to help, donate anything you can, go to heartofthenation.com.au. Heart of the Nation are encouraging communities to invest in AED machines to help save lives. And thanks for giving us so much info. I had no idea about all this, Greg.
It's very important. Thank you for having me on to talk about it.
I've got one more question before you go. I've always wanted to know, because the Wiggles, at the height of their fame, were a global phenomenon, much like a rock band. Did chicks dig you? Was there
groupies?
Yeah, were there groupies?
I wouldn't say groupies as you might think of them. There were certainly people that followed us around because they enjoyed the Wiggles, and there were ones that came along without any kids at times.
Whoa!
Greg Page, you old dog.
They weren't there for me. They were there for Anthony.
I think the ones nowadays, if you perform though, and there's women in the crowd holding up defibrillators in the air, I think they know who they've got their eyes on, Greg,
Yeah, I'm all for that.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
And for the first time in what feels like years, it's time for Chrissy, Sam and Brownie's Celebrity Chase.
I'm excited about this. If you're new to the show, welcome. And if you know this segment, you'll know that we took it very seriously until we didn't.
Yeah.
Well, speak for yourself.
Swan, you're the worst offender at cracking it early and then not trying. Hard truths.
How very dare you?
Hard truths.
This is what's happened in the past.
Another year, another crazy attempt at playing this insane game of Celebrity Chase. And of course, let's roll in with the montage. Chrissy tracked these people down.
It's Rob Schneider. I'm Dickie Neat.
Sam chased these people down.
It's Eric Banner.
Yeah, it's me, Aggro.
It's Smith Fanning. How you going?
Yes!
And here's Brownies.
G'day, it's Robert Owen.
Hello, Chrissy. Hello, Sam. Hello, Brownie. This is Eddie Better Call.
Hello, Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie. It's Dolph Lundgren.
I'm Chappelle Colby.
You're guilty.
Good morning, Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie. It's Jason Statham there. How you doing?
Righto, mate. Those last two were about as real as my passion for this segment. Take it away, Dean.
I'm going to take it back. You got Rob Schneider. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I did really well. I took it very seriously, but people stopped responding.
Male gigolo.
Edward Vedder over here.
No,
Brownie.
Brownie.
Thank you.
Who have I got? Oh, only the great Eric Banner.
Oh, Jesus, that's big.
No, he said you got Mick Fanning as well. It was hilarious, though. You got Mick Fanning 4 weeks after the comp had ended when he was on. He goes, Mick's not in the country. And then we looked up at the TV screen and he was doing a live interview on the Today Show.
That's why I couldn't get him.
One of the great.
He was in Queensland.
Listen, we've all got our hits. Eddie Vedder is probably the greatest of all
Dolph
time.
Lundgren.
You know it's Lundgren.
Eric Banner and Rob Schneider from Swanee. They're pretty big hit. They're heavy names.
Let's move on. Who are we getting?
3 new envelopes, 3 new celebrities to
Hey,
chase.
who's done this, Jack? Is it not just you, Dino? The last time you had the Dalai Lama and Barack Obama. Like, it was ridiculous.
Our group chat was going off last night discussing names.
Okay,
We're putting
good.
effort.
Chrissy, off you go. Open this bad boy
All
up.
right, let me see. I'm going to get this. I can already feel like I'm going to really...
Mystic.
Oh, you know, Willie Nelson never got back to me.
Oh, that bastard. Son of a bitch. What?
What do you got, 20? Lizzo.
Mate, that's doable.
How is that doable?
Okay, you do it.
No.
I'm giving it to you.
No, that's
How absurd.
She was on Smallsy surgery this week.
Yeah, that's right. Do you know how this works? They give like one international interview and that's it.
No, I knew this would happen.
Lizzo.
Me too.
Brownie passes around to Jonathan.
Okay.
A bit of a flat stuff.
Absurd.
If Swanee hates that one, you're going to love this one.
Have a smile, Kerrigan.
Here we go.
Have the defibrillator.
The AED.
Who is
It's
it?
going to be tough. Tom Brady.
Yeah. Now, before
Mate, I'm
quarterback.
starting to lean towards
Who in
Swanee.
this group understand?
Tom Brady,
how
oh yeah,
this
no,
works?
he gives interviews all the time.
Hey, idiots. Jonathan was hanging out with Peyton Manning not months ago. So
Oh,
there's your
true.
connection.
I could reach out to Peyton.
Yeah, no, actually, no.
Tom Brady, Super Bowl winning quarterback.
I'll defend our crew. I'm pretty sure Tom Brady was on Smallsy surgery.
Sam.
I'll tell you what.
These are the worst.
Where?
Sorry, I'm not used to opening envelopes.
No, you're just closing them.
Just stashing them in his drawer.
What?
What's this one
Don
now?
Johnson.
What an eclectic bunch of celebrities to hunt. Lizzo, Tom Brady, or Don Johnson.
Right, okay.
Either way,
Well,
this show's going to win.
Don Johnson's still alive?
Yes,
Oh,
of course
what?
he is.
Okay.
Take that back. Take it back seriously.
I apologise, Sam.
I'll have a I'm probably the most likely, to be honest.
How's
You
the
are.
feeling in the next room? Are we confident about this?
Hey,
Liz?
Lizzo also spoke with Blackers
Bang!
last
What?
week. Lizzo's been doing
This
media.
could be the only show that he
Yes, I
doesn't do.
know,
Swanee.
but she gives one interview.
Yeah, but we've got to really just try.
Yes, trying helps.
Maybe
tits.
the joy will be in the journey, Christine.
That's right.
Yes.
I'll get Tom Brady.
Oh, no, you
Mark
will.
my words.
Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie.
The podcast.
Morning, Melbourne. Welcome to your 8 o'clock. It's chilly outside, but it's going to be a good day, I think. And if you run over my son, if you see my son Kit, please do say happy birthday. to him.
Happy birthday.
Will he be up now? Is he listening now?
He will be up.
Okay,
yes,
then.
on the way to school.
Now I can say it. Kit, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to say it earlier if he's not even listening. What a waste of time.
You
that
know
is.
he's taller than me. 11 years old, grade 5, taller than me.
Stunning.
He's about
You're a
5'10".
tall person.
I'm a tall person. Yeah.
You'd be taller than Sam then.
Tone, say hello to Kit. Happy birthday to Kit.
Well spotted.
Happy birthday, Kit. Hope you get something good. Is he 11? Is he?
Yeah, I bought him a CD player and CDs.
Really?
Yes, I did.
No penny farthing bicycles available?
Not available. On back order, though.
Oh, wow.
Keep listening. As an 11-year-old, you'll really enjoy some of Tony Martin's references in the next half hour.
100%.
Yes, let's talk about 30s cinema.
Tone's here.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
Yes, I remember the original Renaissance. Let's get into that.
Oh, yes.
I just bumped into...
Dude, wait, you come in hot. You're not even waiting to welcome Tony Martin.
no, look, I've just bumped into Greg Page in the foyer.
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned this recently. Years ago, I had to interview Greg Page. This would have been in the mid-90s at the height of Wiggles mania.
Oh,
A rock star.
And he was on Martin Malloy. And the thing is, yes, he had a solo single out where he was sort of...
that's right.
he was like dressed like Brian Ferry. He was wearing a
What was
suit.
it called? We've looked it up before.
And he was standing on a cliff top staring out to sea. And it was...
That's right.
I'd hate to think it had the word heart in the name.
Yeah, no, it was in a haunting way. It was called Wake Up Greg.
Wake Up Greg.
And
Was it a heart-stopping album?
But he...
It was.
Well, I
it
think
was,
it was only a single. I don't think we ever got to an album.
It was called. I've just got it up here. It's called "Knock Back the Gig at Rudy Hill RSL in 2020."
Oh, jeez.
It's not good.
No, but the thing is, this was I think the greatest challenge. This was me and Mick Malloy. The greatest challenge we ever had for an interview, because he came in and the publicist said, "You cannot mention the Wiggles." Whoa. Really? And they're going, you cannot even say the word Wiggles.
What are you going to talk about? He hasn't had a heart attack at this stage.
No heart attack.
Ideally,
and just one single. So we're like, a guy is here. There's a bloke here. He's done a song.
That's bizarre.
How was it recording your song? it was like a 30-second interview.
Well, he's changed, obviously.
He has changed.
He's seen
a lovely man.
It's like
seen the light.
It's like that great board game Taboo, where you've got to talk about gymnastics, but you're not allowed to say leotard, Olympics, or whatever.
Is that what that board is? Good
Yeah,
board,
yeah. It's really fun, but it's not fun when you've got to interview a Wiggle and not mention a Wiggle.
Do you reckon you could have got away with saying, "Hey, Greg, do you know any of your friends just fall asleep a lot randomly?"
Do you happen to drive a big red car? He was a
Do you
very
like your potatoes lukewarm or maybe a different temperature?
Like piping. Do you So what did he? How did you get through it, or did you not have? You don't have fond memories. He seemed like a nice guy.
He was a lovely man, and of course we've learned today about the world of defibrillators, and because my podcast Sizzletown was sponsored for one episode by the Defib Warehouse.
What?
Which is a defibrillator warehouse. And everyone just thought this was a joke. Everyone's going, I love that sketch where you're pretending you're sponsored by the Defib Warehouse. I'm going, no, it's a real place. And Matt, who does the show with me, he's given me this script and it's gone, come in for a defib discount. And I'm going, really? When you're buying a defibrillator, are you really wanting to sort of go for the cheap one?
How much are they?
I don't know. Yeah, what's the cheapest and most unreliable defibrillator
This one's
you have?
50% off. It works 3 out of 4 times. It'll be fine.
It purrs like a cat. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Only one owner. But
how much are they out of curiosity?
I actually didn't go into the prices. We didn't mention prices on the show, but I just
say they're prices that can't be beat. Don't
worry about that.
Defib Warehouse, you've done it again.
I think Greg was intimating that we should all have them in our home.
Well, I didn't realise how is the word ubiquitous? I think that's a word. They're in all workplaces now. They're like a fire extinguisher.
You'll get one for $1,500, a decent one.
And I'm thinking, when I worked in an office,
they're going to have to bring them down if they want it in every house.
Exactly. When I worked in an office and there was fire extinguishers, it wasn't too long before they were duct taped to an office chair and you were blasting your way down a corridor. Surely the defibrillator is well primed for misuse and hijinks.
I think the Nova Christmas party, they'll be out and about, if you know what I mean. Like,
hey, Barry!
Don't you think the name's a bit unfortunate, or they could have changed the name. AED, it's like, because the IEDs are the roadside bombs. In the wars.
And an IUD.
IUD.
You don't want to confuse an IUD and a defibrillator.
No. My God, no.
Life pumper.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, spitballing names.
Get the life pumper.
Come on.
Where is it, mate? Where's the lead balloon? Have the lead balloon ready to go, will you? You are.
Hey, what about?
Maybe that works. The lead balloon. Someone get the lead balloon.
Yeah.
Say it again. Life pumper, and then quiet.
We're pulling names for it.
What about life pumper? I don't mind.
I don't mind it either.
It's growing on me. You're right.
An AED.
Yeah.
I wonder if the opposite occurs. If when you really need it, the life pumper saves your life. If you don't need it. And you're just mucking around, like you said. That's twice I've nearly sworn on air today. It's my nearly 20 years, and I've never sworn on.
It's fun, isn't it?
I nearly said the F-bomb twice.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Anyway, I wonder if it kills you if you don't need it. If you're just horseplaying around. And then you clear and boom, will it kill you?
Well,
I think that's probably information
rhythm.
Is it
we
like
need
being
to know.
tased? I don't know.
What if you put raw popcorn kernels on it and then turn it off?
All right, we've got to do that during this next song.
I know we don't know what prices they come, but I don't know what size.
Popcorn pumper.
What sizes they have? Because if there's a giant one, we just attach it to the side of this building. By the way, just give it a
Tones here.
A life pump.
Breath of life.
Let's pump this segment.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Good morning, Melbourne. Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie on Nova 100. It's Tuesday and our friend Tony's here.
Yes, and we've still not named the defibrillator. I guess it's just the defibrillator.
No, mate, I'm going with a life pumper.
Yes.
I'm all in.
It pumps life.
And I think you mentioned Greg Page. Is that catching on? We mentioned...
well, defibrillator's hard to say.
Yeah.
And AED it's too close to IED where you get your leg blown off.
That's right.
Come on.
And it pumps live.
Use your heads.
Greg Page was mentioning seeing the footage of himself. A friend of mine who I won't say who...
Collapsing on stage.
Exactly. What a strange experience, because it's something you don't recall. A friend of mine years ago collapsed in a bottle shop and fell into a whole stack of cans and bottles, and it was a slapstick incident, and was rushed to hospital and then woke up. And he was a guy who worked on a TV show, and he thought, I've got to see the footage. And the footage, of course, despite being extremely alarming, was hilarious. Yeah. No, that's not yet. And he's then contacted the owner of the bottle shop and said, "Can I get that footage as a DVD extra on the DVD of the show I'm working on?" Oh. And the bloke from the bottle shop wanted like about 50 grand.
Oh, my God.
Even though it was him having a near-death experience.
And so that was it. It never saw the light of day.
Never turned up.
Oh, what a shame.
I set up my fair share of displays in a bottle shop, by the way. You know, they're a work of art. They're
take a long time.
Take a long time. Well, used to stretch it out. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't a real rush to get back. And then you would take it. It was a source of pride.
How do you decide? Is it the things that are on special, or you just choose your own adventure?
No, there'd be a promotion, do you know what I mean? So a salesperson would come in and say, listen, we're pushing this week. Here's some stuff, and here's the... Anyway, it's all in my book, mate. Don't worry about it.
What an anecdote.
He lost confidence.
I've forgotten the Sam Pangler bottle shop years.
Listen,
it's a podcast. It's a podcast.
Tell you that chapter of my bottle shop days finishes. I told you it finishes with me in the call room trying to shoot myself with a pricing gun. I told you that, mate.
Well, I was once.
I was all in then.
I know you were, but you're very supportive. But
I was all in, and it wasn't until you lost confidence that I went, oh yeah.
You jumped out of a moving car.
Tone, it's a new segment called Another Shit Anecdote.
It's time for ASA with Sam Pang. Dino, you will need the curb music now. Here's what happened to me the other day. Girlfriend and myself gone to a cafe. It's in St Kilda, so we're sitting out. I'm sitting out the front, she's inside, and I'm just sitting in the car, and next to my car is a mobility scooter. And it's like a really good one. It's like top of the range. It's got a beverage holder and a mobile phone holder, possibly a GPS.
Mag wheels.
It's got a sort of, the racing stripe on the side.
Flag.
Sort of locked.
Flag.
Cabinet, the full, not the Australian flag, surprisingly.
Just a little erect flag. Orange one, yeah.
It was like top of the range, and then I noticed the keys are in the ignition. It's got an ignition. And the bloke's left the keys in.
Come on.
And the house keys. And yes, I was very tempted to go, let's just do a few wheelies. Let's see how fast this thing can go. But then I've gone, no, this is St Kilda. Someone will take that. I've looked into the cafe. There's only one person in the cafe, an old guy reading a Herald Sun. And I've gone in, and he's not your doddering old guy. He's this distinguished sort of Supreme Court judge-looking old guy.
Really?
And I haven't taken the keys out because I thought that I'm going to get caught doing that.
Yeah.
There's no one around. I'll just tell him. And I've gone up and I've gone, mate, sorry to interrupt you. You've left the keys in your mobility scooter. And he's gone, what are you talking about? And of course it wasn't his mobility scooter. And it just looks like a savage burn. And I've gone back to my car. He's came out. I've got the window down. He's still swearing at me through the glass. He's got into like a Mercedes and driven off.
All you've done is you've just basically gone up to a man having a quiet morning and just zinged him.
And that's how it played. It's like, mate, you've left the keys in your mobility scooter, mate.
I hope there was a life pumper nearby.
I needed a life pumper.
Oh, my God.
Sizzletown, where are we at? Anything to plug?
New episode out on Thursday. And more conspiracy theories. You know how sometimes you look out and there's two moons?
Yes.
Well, that is fully explained.
Wherever you...
Sizzletown, Thursday.
Get your podcast. It's unbelievable. See you, Tone. Love you.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
How about some tropical stuff?
Do you know what I feel like?
to the day.
Exactly what I felt like.
Starting to regret that.
No, you're tone deaf.
What?
You can tone deaf.
That's not true, Pang. That
Fix it up.
sounds wonderful.
You've been very, very humorous to me today. It's almost one of those days where you can't miss. You cannot miss for me.
And also, don't tell him he's tone deaf. Have you forgotten Mr. Bojangles after 17 bottles of rum?
Brother.
You did too.
The pirate juice.
Put us all asleep.
The pirate juice makes me sing. And the voice of an angel was a phrase I heard that.
My way was great.
Thank you.
Then you flatten the room with Mr. Bojangles.
Not
Excuse
true.
me.
Intentionally.
I loved it. I loved it. And I also loved that you went to the costume box, like an episode of
Listen,
Play
we're
Store.
talking. This is the opposite of tropical stuff.
Okay,
You're talking about a karaoke night about 3 years ago.
And then we all got kicked out of Crown.
Yeah.
Why
Who
though?
cares?
For
Why did
reasons
you?
unspecified.
I can't remember.
Cole
A
Chalmers.
life starter.
Cole Chalmers has given the silent signal after winning the 100-metre freestyle gold.
What do you do?
No, there's the
horns?
silence one. There's into the
Index
lips.
finger.
that one.
The shh. Why?
He touched the wall, popped up his head to check the results, then stood up and brought his index finger to his lips. The Australian had just won the 100-metre freestyle, a Commonwealth Games gold, 6 years in the making. And anyway,
Why didn't he want the accolades? I don't understand. Why shush?
Oh, there's a lot of noise going on in the behind the scenes regarding some of his fellow competitors, his teammates, Cody Simpson and Emma McKeown, who's
Oh my God!
former
Get
girlfriend.
over
It's
it.
a bit of a, it's
You
a bit
weren't
of a.
married. She's allowed to get a new boyfriend.
Don't know why you're.
No, I think it was I think it's a whack to the media because they just keep bringing it up when he's saying they're fine because they're trying to insinuate that he doesn't give her any, not respect, but he doesn't talk to her, he doesn't communicate to her anymore when they race together in the
genuine
mixed medley relay.
It's high school stuff. It's unbelievable. What day of the Commonwealth? What day are we up to with the
Five.
Commonwealth Games?
Five.
5. So there's still, they'll be running out of condoms.
6 days to go.
They'll be running out of condoms in that village, by the way. You know what I mean?
So 20 each. That was an interesting quota, wasn't it?
100,000, 5,000. It was a lot.
There was 20 per athlete.
Are they assorted like colours and different models?
Yes. Yep. They're in your team colours.
Yep.
By the way, the ribbed ones, just telling you.
No good?
Well, there's no difference.
Oh.
I remember the ad was ribbed for her pleasure. It's like, she doesn't know. You're doing that for yourself.
Right. Good to know.
A lot of questions in the car for the mums right now.
Exactly. Have a good day at school, kids.
They're all nodding in agreement, by the way.
This is good news. Victoria's latest COVID wave has peaked and hospital numbers have stabilised, health officials say.
That was a great news story.
We would just grab any bit of positivity.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yes, the Victoria's CHO, Brett Sutton, said yesterday there'd been a 10% reduction in case numbers, and that's good news. And
And the best news was that we got to see Sutton.
How's he looking?
How
is he looking?
Dishevelled, just the way I like him.
You know what another good one is? You've gone da-da-da-da. Also, you can use et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. My mum's taken to using that.
Really?
She just wants to wind up. When she's lost interest in her own story. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You can use that next time you roll out a shit anecdote.
Another personal anecdote of yours that probably didn't need to be in tropical stuff.
No, I was giving it to you. I'm giving you some tips next time you roll out an anecdote.
People want your opinion as a current day Fox Footy pundit. Trent Cotchin has said that he's still got it and he wants another year. Your thoughts, John? Say something. If you were the list manager at Richmond, would you keep him on?
Well, he played well in the second half against the Tigers.
Oh, well, it's
an
official
interesting
then,
one.
is it?
I think so. I think Shane Edwards sort of coming to the end. But I'd be tempted to roll the dice with... Well, Jack Rewald should definitely go on, and tempted to roll the dice with Trent Cotchin.
Pay cut, John?
Absolutely.
No.
You have to accept pay cuts over 30.
Do it what you people do in the media, call it a haircut. He's got to take a haircut if he wants to come back.
I've never
Say
said
it.
a
Yes,
haircut.
you do. You
I've
say it
never
all the
said
time.
I've never said a haircut.
You've said
ever.
that heaps of times.
No, I haven't.
Hey,
Generally, I agree.
He needs a short back and side.
Generally, I support you 100%, but I have heard you use the word
you got to take a haircut.
So
You
just
wanna
say
keep
it,
him.
and we'll
It's
move
one
on.
of yours.
Just say it. He's got to
It's
take
definitely one of yours.
We'll
Do
move
it.
on.
No,
What's wrong?
I'm not moving on.
Have you signed a deal with Marina Price hairdresser that you won't use the word
He
haircut?
needs to shave back his pay.
Well done.
Any updates on where Alistair Clarkson's coaching next year? Do you want to could you give us that answer, or you're going to save it for Fox Footy?
I think he'd be more likely North Melbourne. But there's been a bit of speculation about Brisbane.
Whoa!
This is new.
What do you know? They've got a coach. They've got a good coach, Chris Fagan.
I know. I think they've got a great coach. I know there was some talk about Essendon a few weeks ago. However, Essendon have been very strong in form of recent weeks, Sam. Probably lucky for Ben Rutten, though, because I think some board members or people connected to Essendon were getting a little bit jumpy potentially. But, that's...
What about the Brisbane one? The Brisbane one's big news because people wouldn't suspect that he's in trouble.
There's just these rumours going around, so I don't know much about it.
Oh, distancing himself now.
You just say nothing. You just say nothing.
Mate, I just hear stuff. Out there.
50 words for no information.
Hey, well done. This is the same man who was brought down by a giant block of Toblerone 2 weeks ago. You've changed, mate.
Oh, that is good stuff. That orange one was really good.
Hey, I wanted to ask you, Brandon.
That'd be unlikely, Sam.
Actually, Swanee, and you're like this, as a lover of NBA. You probably already knew this. But there's a Pelican star, Zion Williamson, right? He's just recently signed a new 5-year deal. Big money, fine. It always is. But his contract features a clause that states he'll have weigh-ins throughout his deal.
Oh, nightmare.
To measure his combined weight and body fat percentage to ensure it doesn't exceed a total of 295 pounds. He has had weight problems. He's an undoubtedly talented player, and they love him and all that. 5-year deal, but they're just keeping an eye on it because if he does that, then guaranteed money, an extension. Yeah, he'll have to take. Yeah, if he gets too big, he'll probably have to take a haircut.
Clippers to his pay.
As a former elite sportsman, have you heard of clauses like this in teammates or contemporaries of yours?
I'm not sure about in Australia or in the AFL.
Is there a booze one for this?
There might be. The Players Association is pretty strict with that stuff, but this is commonplace in America, especially for the American footballers. They've got these. They call them bonuses. So if you make weight, you get a nice little bonus.
Sounds like fresh hell to me.
Is he like Shaq size? I'm trying to picture him in my
not
head.
as tall, but he's thick. He's thick, but he's an awesome player. But I was just curious if that was commonplace in your.
I haven't heard of it happening in the AFL.
Dino, some bad news for you. Nova want drug tests every day.
All right, gang, I got to go.
I think that's it for tropical stuff.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie, Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie, unless it's a weekend.
Nova 100.